All right, everyone, this is going to be the video on step 2 of our project. I'm going to break this video into 2 segments. So this is part 1 of step 2. Before we do anything, let's first talk about what you're going to need from around your house and from the project to do this. So you're going to need the piece of balsa wood that you got with your kit. Everything else you're going to have to kind of look for. You need some kind of glue. I've got some wood glue here. If you have Elmer's glue, even like a glue stick or hot glue could work in a pinch. You're gonna need a little bit of tape. This is just masking tape. Could be any kind of tape, Scotch tape, whatever. You're gonna need a ruler and a pencil. Hopefully you have that. And you're gonna need something to cut with. An X-Acto knife is probably the best. If you don't have an X-Acto knife, see if somebody out in the garage or whatever has a utility blade, something like that. If you don't have either one of these, in a pinch, you could probably use a pair of scissors. If you are using one of these kind of blades, you're going to need something to cut on. I just grabbed a cutting board from the kitchen here. I wasn't planning on telling my wife, but she's the one taking this video, so she knows. Anyway, first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure 4 inches off of this piece of balsa wood. So I'm just going to put the ruler at the end here. I'm going to mark this at 4, and I'm just going to draw a line across here. I'm going to take my blade, and I'm going to cut this. You're cutting across the grain of the balsa wood, so you might have to cut it like 2 or 3 times to get it to separate or even snap it, something like that. This piece you need to save. Right now it's just scrap, but you're going to use it later on to actually mount your solar panel to. So you can set that off to the side. You don't need that. We're going to take the remaining piece here and we're going to build the chassis to our car out of this. So balsa wood is a pretty soft wood, as you probably noticed. But if we laminate it together with some glue, it'll actually become pretty strong. So you can see it's 3 inches wide. I'm going to split this at 1.5. So 1.5, 1.5. And then I'm just going to take my ruler here. This time you're cutting with the grain, so you're going to notice the wood separates really, really easy. It should just kind of fall apart on you, just like that. So now we've got 2 pieces, and all we're going to do is glue these together. Now, if you're using wood glue or like Elmer's glue or something like that that you have at home, believe it or not, one of the ingredients in glue is actually water. And because balsa wood is very porous, it'll take that water on and actually kind of cause it to curl as it dries. Some people don't believe me when I tell them this, but it does happen. When you put it together, it'll be fine for the first couple of minutes. But if you watch it and you let it go, eventually it's going to start to separate and curl like this. So that's where the tape comes in. If you're using a glue stick or hot glue or something like that, hot glue obviously not. A glue stick I'm not real sure about. But if you're using Elmer glue or wood glue, you're definitely going to need to just put a little bit of tape on there. Just for, a little bit while it dries. And that is our first video here, making the chassis. You can just kind of set that off to the side and let it dry. Part 2, we're going to talk about attaching the axles and what you have to do with the wheels and one of the gears.